When it comes to breast and endometrial cancers, two of the most common hormone-sensitive cancers in women, diet is often presented as both a shield and a sword. The hope is clear: eat the right way, and you might prevent cancer or improve your odds if it strikes. But the reality is more complex, and often more cautionary. While certain dietary patterns can support hormonal health and reduce risk, others may unknowingly tip the balance toward carcinogenesis. And in the world of nutrition advice, misinformation is rampant, particularly around so-called natural estrogen-like compounds, high-fat diets, and alcohol use. Women navigating these risks deserve a more honest, less sugar-coated picture of how food interacts with their hormones, their weight, and ultimately, their cancer risk. One of the most established dietary risks for hormone-sensitive cancers is excess body fat, especially visceral fat, which acts as a metabolic organ, producing estrogen through the enzyme aromatase. In postmenopausal women, fat becomes the primary site of estrogen synthesis, and elevated estrogen levels are a well-known driver of both breast and endometrial cancer. Diets high in refined carbohydrates, ultra-processed foods, and saturated fats contribute directly to weight gain, insulin resistance, and chronic inflammation, creating an internal environment primed for hormonal dysregulation and tumor growth. This isn't theoretical. Large-scale studies, including data from the Nurses' Health Study and the EPIC cohort, consistently show that higher body mass index, BMI, is associated with increased risk of these cancers, particularly after menopause. But it's not just about weight. It's about what you eat. Diets rich in red and processed meats, added sugars, and low in fiber are linked to higher cancer risk, partly through their effects on insulin-like growth factor, IGF-1, inflammatory cytokines, and estrogen metabolism. In contrast, diets centered around whole plant foods, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and fruits are associated with lower cancer incidence. These foods are naturally low in calories and high in fiber, which promotes healthy estrogen clearance via the gut and liver. Fiber binds to excess estrogens in the digestive tract, facilitating their excretion and reducing reabsorption. Yet most Western diets fall woefully short of recommended fiber intake, particularly among women at highest risk. Alcohol, meanwhile, remains a glaring and often overlooked hazard. Even moderate drinking, just 1 glass of wine per day, has been shown to increase breast cancer risk. Ethanol is metabolized into acetaldehyde, a known carcinogen, and alcohol interferes with estrogen metabolism, increasing circulating hormone levels. Public health messaging often minimizes this risk, especially in cultures where wine is associated with relaxation or cardiovascular benefits. But when it comes to hormone-driven cancers, the science is not ambiguous. Alcohol fuels risk, and there is no truly safe dose. Then there are phytoestrogens, plant compounds found in soy, flax seeds, and legumes that can mimic or modulate estrogen in the body. These compounds, particularly isoflavones in soy, have been both vilified and praised. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. In populations with high lifelong soy intake, such as parts of Asia, breast cancer rates are lower and soy appears to be protective. But results from Western populations are less consistent, likely due to differences in gut microbiota, dose, and timing of exposure. Crucially, whole soy foods like tofu, tempeh, and edamame are far more beneficial than ultra-processed soy supplements, which may concentrate active compounds to unnatural levels and pose unknown risks. For breast cancer survivors, moderate soy intake from food appears safe and may even be helpful, but again, guidance should be personalized and grounded in evidence, not hype. Unfortunately, many women looking to reduce their cancer risk turn to fad diets that may do more harm than good. Keto diets high in saturated fats may worsen estrogen dominance and inflammation. Extreme low-fat or vegan diets may lead to nutritional deficiencies if not carefully managed, especially in B12, iron, omega-3s, and vitamin D, all of which are important for hormonal and immune function. The pursuit of clean eating or detox regimens can quickly spiral into orthorexia, anxiety, and disordered eating, all of which are counterproductive to long-term hormonal balance and metabolic health. Ultimately, the most protective dietary pattern for hormone-sensitive cancers appears to be a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, healthy fats, especially from olive oil and nuts, whole grains, legumes, and modest amounts of fish and dairy. This approach supports a healthy body weight, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces inflammation, while also providing essential nutrients for detoxification, DNA repair, and hormone metabolism. It's not flashy, extreme, or product-driven, but it is sustainable, palatable, and evidence-based. What women need is not another miracle food or one-size-fits-all diet plan, but access to honest, nuanced, and medically sound nutrition guidance that acknowledges the complexity of hormone-sensitive cancers. That means moving beyond buzzwords like anti-inflammatory or plant-based and instead focusing on long-term dietary patterns, body composition, and individual risk factors. The stakes are high, these cancers are not rare, and their risk is modifiable. But the window of prevention is narrow, and once cancer has developed, reversing dietary damage is far harder than preventing it in the first place. In this landscape of uncertainty, misinformation is not just unhelpful, it's dangerous. Women deserve better than trendy advice and conflicting headlines. They deserve truth, tools, and support to make dietary choices that reduce, not increase, their cancer risk. And they deserve to hear that moderation, consistency, and whole foods, not pills, powders, or extremes, are still the most powerful weapons they have.